You need to implement a AS9100. We'll guide you step by step. Good day and welcome to episode 4 of the AS9100 implementation series. Today, we will build a functional organizational chart for a manufacturing company. An organizational chart is not decoration. It makes responsibility, authority, independence, and escalation visible. AS9100 requires relevant responsibilities and authorities to be assigned, communicated, and understood. Our goal is a chart that people can actually use. Before we draw the reporting structure, we first classify the work. Mintzberg describes 5 parts: the strategic apex, technostructure, middle line, support staff, and operating core. We will examine them one at a time, then use them as a completeness test. First is the strategic apex, top management responsible for the organization as a whole. This includes the president or CEO and any other executive with enterprise-wide authority. These roles set direction, commit resources, address major stakeholders, and carry final accountability. A manager belongs here because of the scope of the role, not simply because the title says manager. Next is the technostructure. These analysts and specialists design the standards, methods, plans, controls, skills, and documented information used by others. Manufacturing engineering, quality systems, process engineering, production planning, and document control often fit here when their primary work is to standardize execution. The middle line connects top management to operating work through formal authority. Functional managers and supervisors convert enterprise direction into priorities, resources, supervision, and escalation for the people who perform the work. Support staff provide internal services outside the main operating workflow. Human resources, accounting, information technology, legal, administration, and facilities sustain the organization, even though they do not form the product delivery chain. The operating core performs the work that directly creates and delivers value. It secures inputs, transforms them, verifies the product, controls inventory, and delivers the output. Depending on the organization, this can include operators, buyers, receiving, stockroom, inspectors, testers, shipping, and direct order handling roles. Now bring all 5 parts together. The model helps us confirm that essential work has a clear home. It does not dictate the final hierarchy. It gives us a disciplined way to classify the work before drawing reporting lines. Now apply the model to a corrected example with 39 unique people. This is a teaching example, not a required organization design. Each person is counted once according to primary work, so the total remains accurate. In this example, the strategic apex includes the president or CEO, the vice president of operations or COO, and one additional executive only when that role carries enterprise-wide top management accountability. The technostructure includes the specialists who design and standardize the system, manufacturing, quality systems, and process engineers, the production planner, and document control or training coordination. The middle line includes the managers and supervisors who carry formal authority to operating work, production, quality supervision, supply chain, engineering, and sales or customer service management. Support staff include the internal services that keep the organization functioning: human resources and administration, accounting and information technology, or facilities support. The operating core contains the people who secure, transform, verify, handle, or deliver the product and its required information. Here that includes operators, inspectors, and testers, receiving, stockroom and material handlers, buyers, and shipping or customer order staff. When all 5 categories are shown, the example still contains 39 unique people. If one person performs a secondary role, record that additional hat separately. Do not count the same individual twice. Once the work is classified, begin grouping roles by functional affinity and responsibility. Place together the roles that solve related problems, use similar methods, share resources, and require one accountable manager. Those groupings become practical departments: operations, quality, engineering, supply chain, commercial and sales, and shared services such as human resources, administration, accounting, and information technology. A department is a working home for related responsibilities, not simply another box on the chart. Now distinguish line work from staff work. Line work includes the strategic apex, middle line, and operating core. These roles direct the organization, supervise execution, or perform the work that delivers the product. Staff work includes the technostructure and support staff. These roles standardize how work is done and provide the expertise, systems, and infrastructure the organization needs. Line and staff describe the work; they do not automatically determine whether a reporting line is solid or dotted. Finally, a small company may assign several roles to one person, but it must never merge accountability. Classify the person once by primary work, document every secondary hat separately, and keep authority, independence, backup, supervision, and escalation clear. With that discipline, the structure is ready to become a reporting hierarchy. Begin with the president, the final accountability point. The president sets direction, provides resources, reviews performance, and receives final escalations. Use the role title so the chart remains stable. Next, place the vice president below and to the side. The solid branch shows a direct report to the president. The role coordinates delegated authority; it does not sit between the president and the functional managers. Now create 6 peer functional branches beneath the president. They are quality, commercial and sales, engineering, operations, supply chain, and human resources and administration. Each manager owns defined results, decisions, resources, and escalation duties. All 6 report directly to the president; the vice president remains separate. Under operations, identify the product realization employees. Include manufacturing engineers, planners, supervisors, operators, machinists, and assemblers. Receiving, stockroom, shipping, and inspectors also belong to the operating core. They may report through supply chain or quality, according to assigned responsibility and required independence. Under engineering, identify the product definition employees. Include product engineers, test engineers, CAD designers, technicians, and related roles. They define requirements, designs, drawings, test methods, and controlled technical information. Every one of these roles still needs a formal reporting relationship, sufficient authority, and adequate resources. Quality requires deliberate independence. Place quality systems, product inspectors, and document control beneath the quality manager. The quality manager reports directly to the president, and inspectors report through quality. This protects objective product acceptance decisions from production pressure. Commercial and sales owns estimating, customer communication, and contract review coordination. Supply chain owns suppliers, purchasing, receiving, stockroom, inventory, and shipping. Keep their boundaries clear so commitments, material status, and delivery authority are not duplicated. Receiving inspection remains with quality. Place accounting below human resources and administration. Human resources and administration support staffing, competence, training, employee records, IT, facilities, and general administration. Accounting keeps direct presidential access for independence, confidentiality, and escalation when needed. Now test whether the completed chart works. Who may stop work or place product on hold? Who approves controlled changes and accepts or rejects product? Who authorizes shipment release and provides resources? Run a wrong drawing, late material, a hold, and a pending shipment through the chart. Every decision must reach one accountable role. Finally, control and communicate the approved chart. Give it a title, code, revision date, owner, and approval. Release one authoritative version and withdraw obsolete copies. Align job descriptions and delegated authorities with it. The functional organizational chart is complete. Every essential function now has an accountable owner and a defined reporting path. Quality retains independent authority, and accounting retains direct president access when required. Roadmap Step 3 is accomplished. Next, we develop the quality policy.